Dr. King put it this way. Listen at his words. Integration is the ultimate goal of our national community, he said. Thus, as America pursues the important task of respecting the letter of the law, i.e. compliance with desegregation decisions, she must be equally concerned with the spirit of the law. That's Montesquieu, yeah? The spirit of the law, that is, commitment to the democratic dream of integration. He goes on, listen now. We do not have to look very far to see the pernicious effects of a desegregated society that is not integrated. It leads to physical proximity without spiritual affinity. Did y'all hear what Dr. King just said? It leads to physical proximity without spiritual affinity. It gives us a society where men and women are physically desegregated and spiritually segregated, where elbows are together but hearts are apart. It gives us special togetherness and spiritual apartness. It leaves us, he said, with a stagnant equality of sameness rather than a constructive equality of oneness. Physical proximity without spiritual affinity, my Lord. To be clear, Dr. King is not denying the significance. How am I doing on time, y'all? Y'all good? Y'all good? I'm gonna have to rush to the conclusion, I see. Dr. King is not denying the significance of desegregation or the importance of legislation and judicial rulings in resolving the problem of race and color prejudice. He's clear that legal and legislative acts have and can alter the habits of people, but breaking down legal barriers alone isn't sufficient. Necessary but sufficient. Quote, something must touch the hearts and souls of men and women so that they will come together spiritually because it is natural and right, Dr. King said. The ethics of integration demand a recognition of the sacredness of personality, that human beings aren't things, that we aren't disposable. It requires the acknowledgement that to deny others the capacity to determine their life's course, the freedom to be and to choose and to be responsible for that choice, is to deny life itself. King put it this way: nothing can be more diabolical than a deliberate attempt to destroy in any man or woman their will to be a man or woman and to withhold from them that something that constitutes their true reserve, end quote. A society based on the view that some people ought to be valued more than others because of the color of their skin. And that view then affects the distribution of advantage and disadvantage, denies the freedom of those who bear the brunt of it, the opportunity to fulfill their capacity, to actualize their talents. Ethics of integration, he argued, recognizes the solidarity of the human family, that race does not mark us as fundamentally different, and that human flourishing is bound up with our living together, not apart. And for King, given his Christian commitments, this is all a reflection that every human being, no matter the color of their skin, no matter who they love, no matter their gender, no matter their zip code, every human being must be respected because God loves us all. For Dr. King, this moral and ethical dimension of integration sets it apart as a critical feature of any fundamental transformation of the country. This isn't an enforceable obligation, but an obligation nevertheless if we are to rid ourselves of the madness and hubris that distort and disfigure who we are.